Yeehaw indeed. Hello friends, it's another glorious Tuesday. I'm joined by another glorious Mars. Hello Mars, and also another glorious Laura. Hello Laura. Yeehaw
Hello.
cowboys, fellow cow women, cowgirls, I don't know. Cow days, cow peeps. How are we doing today?
Are we humanoid cows?
Oh, I don't like that thought, Laura.
So a minotaur basically, is that what you're asking? But instead of a cool ox, you're like a dairy cow? I'm not I'm not sure about that.
Oh my gosh, there's a character in
no.
Critical Role who is like a minotaur, and he recently has decided that his character has an udder, so he's just trans now because only female cows have udders, but it's a male character. And it's so funny.
I mean, if the canon demands it, the canon demands it. Ooh. Am I still lagging? Hello? Call in, peeps.
You're doing better
Call in.
now.
Yeah, it was just when we first started.
Oh. Oh, poor Roy.
He's like, how dare you have pizza and not share it with me?
Your cruel mistress. Today we are gonna. Oh, hello, little popper. We are gonna get some work done. Speaking of work, Mars and Laura, what are we working on?
I am doing mini character mood boards.
Ooh, what does that entail? Like one picture instead of like the 9 usual?
No, they're just like little squares instead of being like full-blown things. Probably not going to have any quotes, just vibes.
Ooh, I love a good vibe board.
I will be working on my character sheets for my rewrite of Crimson Strings.
Okay. How far into the trenches are you, Laura? Are you made like in reversed outline, or what's the vibe?
So I have 2 people so far giving me feedback, and
Right.
I still need to go through and collect everything. And so I know this is gonna need like a full complete rewrite, but I want to get my characters more nailed down so I can get their characterizations better and be more consistent through the whole draft. Because pantsing it was like, I want to surprise myself with like each twisty turn. And I was like, okay. But then like that ended up having one of the characters literally be a hostage for like half the book. So it was like the main
Don't
character
even
can't.
talk to me about pantsing, Laura. I'm so over it. Ugh, why did I ever pants this book? If I ever decide to pants a project in the future, somebody tell me no, please. Pull me by my ear and tell me no. So it sounds like you're very much into the vibes of the story still, Laura.
So, okay, it's like erotic, this book, this draft. And so it's like, okay, I need to pull some stuff back and then like talking with one of my beta readers a lot. It's been like, okay, maybe I should like actually make things wait to happen so that the reader is rooting for it to happen and waiting for it to happen. And like, because like it's like bang, like the romance is way too fast. So it's like, dang
No
it,
slower burns for Laura.
no.
Just a firecracker. Marlin says, I went through the exact same thing with Demons Lol. This is why I don't pants anymore. It's too painful for me in revisions. I prefer drafting. I've never revised anything in my life, so I don't know what I prefer, but I sure hope I don't prefer drafting, because if revisions is worse than drafting, I'm in for a struggle. Katie says, I have a bunny on my lap because I'm stressing over trying to get my prescriptions transferred to a different pharmacy. Bang, literally. We're going to say hello to the people that we already say hello to. Kiko, Marlin, Kage, Anna, hello. Becca is here, and Wendy is here, and Cool Gamer is here. Yeehaw, indeed. JC is here. Wallace is here. There was some commotion about the cows.
Cow plants.
plans. Oh, Regina is here. Hello, hello, hello. I'm lovely to see you. Kaga says, I'm stuck in another steamy scene. My characters can't get enough of each other. I'm the opposite. I just have so much plot going on, so my characters don't have time for each other. So I need to do that in revisions. Because it's like going from one crisis to another crisis. So yeah.
That's what my stories usually end up like. I'm like, oh, my characters are finally gonna have this nice moment. They're gonna bond, but it's gonna take me 50,000 words to get there.
Yep. Walden says I'm going to use the first sprint to relax after work, then the second one to clear out the last box I still have from my move after 1.5 years.
Nice.
That's fair. It's a stubborn one. Thank you so much, Regina. Chat, if you want to let me know what y'all be working on too. Some of you have, a lot of you haven't. And we're going to just dive right into it, I think. I pulled a little reading on Sunday for my upcoming week, and the universe told me that, don't try and enforce it if it doesn't come. Just refill your well. So I'm not quite sure what that means. I am going to write some words just because not writing any words feels illegal. But I've given myself permission to write 0 words every day for the rest of the month. So any day that I do get words is like, ooh, a nice little surprise. Like a reward.
If you want some Batman fanfic to read, I got you covered.
I rest assured, Laura, I do not want any Batman fics to read.
Dang it!
I'm all good on Batman fics, and my appropriate amount of Batman fics is equals 0.
Lame.
He's my favorite superhero.
I know. I don't care about the superhero stuff. I'm so sorry. Your cards really said rest, goddammit. They truly did. And then I pulled my obstacle card and I got strength. So like my determination is my obstacle. And then I pulled my guidance card and my guidance card was 4 of swords. And they were like, just chill, bro, chill. So that's what I'm going to do this week. And then I'm going to dive back into more writing next month, I think. Me and Grape are doing a manuscript exchange at the end of this month, which is on Friday. And honestly, I wish the month had like 2 more weeks left in it. I keep saying all those memes is like, oh my god, it's still January, and I'm like, oof, it's gone by so fast. What do you mean it's still January? Can't get enough of her. So yeah, that's definitely the vibe. We're going to exchange half a book each. So I'll give her my half, and she gives me her half. And then we're gonna do a little feedback on that, and then do the back halves at some later point when we're done with them. So we'll see. Regina says, I just sent the 3rd Western romance to the editor. I am footloose and fancy free. Piano, art, arrange space for dystopian revisions. Who knew?
How do you arrange space for dystopian revisions? Are you going to have sand for your carpet or like...
Regina just goes into local politics and become a tyrant. That's research. Wendy says, same thing, I'm always working on Pinky, trying to take over the world. Small town romance empire. Wallace says, yeah, I need another week of January, I think. 2, maybe 3. That'd be great. So Katie says, it was so wild. I did a tarot pull after Stig, and I was sorting through my cards to find the Fool and found the other 2 cards he had pulled. And I was like, oh, the 4 of Swords didn't pop up. And it was the first card after the Fool, and thus my obstacle card. So... we both had obstacles to face. 2 more weeks probably wouldn't help I just need to stop being distracted. Yeah. I also feel like I haven't been that distracted this month. I've been keeping to my writing, but it's just never enough. Never. We're going to do some focused Sprinterunos. Let's see, share. We're not going to stay at Cafe Genesee. We are going to pop off somewhere else, I think. I wish I could do the Western Town. Maybe.
Are those the pay ones? You have to
yeah.
Whatever.
How much does it cost to pay for it?
I don't know, and I don't want to be known. Is it $9 maybe a month or something? We're going to do a little cozy cabin, maybe. I like that. How does 25.5 sounds? Or maybe do 10, because we do yap in between.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, 25:10. We're going to do 4 sprints. I might cut it short, or I might not. Stay tuned to find out. Here we go. Pling, 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 plong indeed. How did you do, friends and Roy?
I did not actually do any mood boarding because I decided that I didn't like my character's name. And so I just spent
Ooh.
the entire time looking at 6 million lists of names and trying to think of something better.
Love character name notes.
I am beta reading right now, so.
Right, for yourself?
No. Well, like, a friend sent me a short story to read, and it's for the Beltane AuthorTube anthology.
I've seen a lot of stuff about that. Looks exciting.
And it's a monster romance. I was not expecting that.
Exciting.
Yeah. So.
Good. I got some words. I got 268 words. So I'm over halfway with today's like little soft goal, which is 500 words.
Nice.
So that's me done with that. Let's see what our friends did. Oscar came by and asked how long we're streaming. Well, I'm streaming until for another hour and a half ish, a little bit shorter than that. Whatever it takes to get us to another 3 sprints. So that will be, about an hour and a half, maybe 45 minutes. We'll see. Kagehime got 319 words. Good job. Becca finished a chapter. Well done. Keiko got food. Malin had a very unrelaxing time. So that was a fail. Oh no.
Boy.
Wallace had a London fog, listened to a new album, and went over messages I missed during my day off in the internet. Sounds lovely.
Nice.
Okay, but what album did you listen to, Wallace?
Colin.
When I did my internet-free day last year, I have a bunch of CDs. So I pulled out my 3 Days Grace and my Skillet. Like, just went back into that phase.
Feels very Batman appropriate. Can't explain it.
You
But...
know, it might be.
Wendy made breakfast and wrote 65 words while letting it get cold. Oops.
Roy really wants my pizza.
Can you blame him, though?
I don't know.
It's anti-socialist by always.
Oh, great taste. I love Always.
Don't know them. I'm so sorry. Kitty did some more struggling with the pharmacy thing, but I'm moving on to social media admin now. Skillet and 3 Days Grace. Amazing. So what is your revision plan, Laura? What's the journey? What is the landscape? What is the emotional toll this is taking on you?
I have now been away from my draft for about a month and a half.
Sent it to betas.
We've gotten feedback from Malin and then another friend. So it's like, okay, I need to read this feedback and organize my thoughts. So that's my February goal, is to make a revision plan and make an outline.
Ooh.
I know. So my thing, though, is with this outline, I want to brainstorm every single plot point to make sure it's the coolest plot point it can be for the story, still be in character, so I don't feel the urge to veer off every plot point as much. So don't just go
That's
with
what
the
a first draft
impulse.
is for, though. That is what a first draft is for.
Yeah.
Do you, are you making an outline yourself and then you editing with the feedback from your betas, or are you reading the beta feedback first and organizing that?
Beta reader feedback first.
Ooh. Do you have some huge elements of your story that I wish I wrote this, but I'm going to make it in revisions? I mean, obviously no twists and spoilers, but is there one thing you're a big change you're excited for in your project?
Okay. I don't know what genre this book is.
Okay. That feels like a good starting point.
So in December, I actually read a romance book. So I read The Nightmare Before Christmas, and it was so good. I was like, man, I I'm rooting for this romance, so I want to incorporate some more of the holding back and teasing the romance a bit more. That's in there. And yeah, I don't know, like my characters are not consistent. Like,
but are humans consistent though? The only consistent thing is about humans is how inconsistent we are.
But the thing is, I normally write short pieces, so they only explore like one scene. And so there's not multiple scenes for them to be in a character and then out of character, because that's the only character you see is the one scene. So it's okay. But with a novel, there's a lot of scenes. So
a lot of scenes. Ugh.
Yeah.
I just started on my 36th scene, and I'm like, this is the midpoint, and I'm 35 scenes in, which means I have another 35 scenes to go, so help me God.
So I was talking with the one beta reader, and I have so many plots going on in this book. So many different bad guys going. I have like 4 big bads in this book, I guess. And then it's like, dang. Okay, and like a romance plot that's going, and it's like, okay, but it's only 83K. And so it's like, what's the dissonance here? And it's like, you're skipping some things that you should be expounding upon. So I need to, like, actually fill in some of the gaps, which will definitely expand the word count. And take some of the main plots out and put them in book 2.
Right, because this is a series potential. No, it's a series. Duology? No.
Trilogy.
Dang, Laura's just gunning for that trilogy right off the bat.
I know.
Let's see. It was recommended to Wallace by a guy on Hinge, Mars. So
Ooh.
The guy on Hinge has great taste. You just told a man on Hinge he has great taste.
In one specific thing. Let's not get too crazy here.
You just told him he's a good person. Let's see. Regina is practicing In My Mind I'm Going to Carolina. Don't know her, but sounds like a lovely tune. Musical interlude before diving into dystopian revisions. Yeah, literally, consecutively, so many scenes, one after the other. It's hard. My character just got caught by her mom. Ooh, doing what?
Doing what?
That's what I want to know. Stealing the Declaration of Independence?
Could be.
I hope so. Is the guy on Hinge Ben Barnes? Aren't all guys on Hinge Ben Barnes? Ben Barnes is more like a state of mind, I feel like.
Aren't we all Ben Barnes when you think about it?
Yeah, in the grand scheme of the things, aren't we all Ben Barnes? How did you approach revisions for your novels? Because you are very, like, obviously you have an editorial service, Mars, so you're very, like, into the edit bits of things. Like, how do you approach a first draft in terms of revisions once it's complete?
That's a good question. I don't really know if I have a system. It's kind of different for each book. Like, for example, the book that I'm doing right now, Salvation, I already know a lot of changes that I want to make, but I'm going to get to the end first before I go back to the beginning, which is not something that usually happens. Usually I'm like, okay, someone else has to tell me what's wrong with this book. But I'm like, no, I see the vision. I see what it could be. So it kind of just is different every time, which is fun, but also kind of frustrating.
I could see that. I am also very much a person who works off systems and patterns, and like if things don't align, and they should align. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
But what a fun little thing to discover about your editing process. We're all Stardust and Barnes Dust. Yeah, Ben Barnes Dust. New deity? I don't know. You finish one scene, and then what's your reward? Another scene to write. It's inhuman. It is exhausting, I'll say. I'm having shirt envy for Laura's shirt. What is your shirt?
It is Walt Disney, and on the back, I don't know if you can see it, is all the character signatures.
Cute.
Oh.
Yeah. Roy, get away from my pizza.
Oop.
Just because there's ham on it.
Roll.
And just enough pineapple.
That was our second sprint done. Ladies, how did you do? I did happen to catch a crime.
Yes, Roy wanted my pizza.
Well, I support his endeavors. I'm gonna be so real with you, Laura.
Sorry,
Mars,
boss.
how did you do?
I did 2 of the mini mood boards and then fiddled around with the name some more because I still don't like this guy's name.
Ooh. Do you want any input, or are you just typing for yourself?
I have no idea what kind of vibes I'm going for, so I don't even know how to, like, ask for input.
Do you... Okay, well, I love naming things, and so does Laura, so...
Yeah.
Hit us up if you want any advice. We can make it a public group activity.
Okay.
I have a problem where I will just look up baby name meanings and just go through like, okay, I need it to have like this kind of meaning and I want it to be like this region of the world and go through. Like, I have problems.
I can't... Like, I don't know how or why. I know when a name is right and I know when a name is not right. But I don't know why a name isn't right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have a character that was named Helena for the last year. And then one day I'm just like, oh, her name isn't Helena, it's Astrid. That makes just so much more sense. And now her name is Astrid. I don't know why this change needed to happen, or like why does it just feel right to me? I don't know.
I have changed so many character names in my middle grade horror. Like, I was just writing and just pulling names off the top of my head for the first draft. And so now it's like, okay, this Carol is too old of a name for a 12-year-old girl nowadays. They probably would not name her Carol, so now she's Chloe. So like, things like that.
That makes more sense. That's just a cat. I like that.
Yeah. So.
See, originally I had a name, and I'm like, no, that's too modern. This is like a fantasy book. It can't sound like it's like a person's name today. And then I veered too far into historical, and I'm like, that just sounds so outdated. And I'm like, I cannot find a name that fits this guy, and he's the love interest, so like, it has to be a good name. It can't just be anything.
It can't be like, David. Well, I guess it can be David, but...
My first thought is Jonathan, but that's because I've been reading Scarecrow fanfic.
Have you ever gone back and changed the main character's name, like deep into a draft?
Yeah. I'm actually changing the spelling of one of the main characters' names in Crimson Strings.
I love a good like alternative spelling. It's nice.
I'm making it the Russian spelling versus the American spelling.
I love Russian spellings.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
what did you do for that, Laura? Victor.
I finished the Norwegian
spelling.
Reading.
Yay! Good job.
It was so good. Dang it, they sucked me in. I'm like, I'm supposed to be making notes. I'm just reading.
Well, 6 more minutes and we're into a new sprint. So good times.
Well, I finished. It was great.
Yeah, sometimes you just know when a character name needs to be what it is. But why, JC? Why? I want to know the science behind it. What makes it tingle in my brain? Wendy says, sometimes I choose the name solely on how we imagine them introducing themselves or how it sounds having another character say it.
That's... I'm going to have to remember that because... So this is like loosely a Beauty and the Beast retelling, kind of. Like, it doesn't have the overarching thing, but it's got, like, similar vibes. So, like, they, like, are interacting but don't really know each other for a little while in the beginning. And so when they finally do tell each other names, that's a very important scene. So I will keep this in mind.
If you wanted to go fanon, I think the beast name is Adam.
See, that sounds too much like a normal person name.
Okay.
This is an old vampire man in a fantasy world. Like, you gotta have a specific name for that.
Nicholas.
There is one... there's like this mentor character in... is it the Witcher universe that I just think has like the most Romani sounding name, or like not Romani, but in terms of Transylvania and Dracula and stuff, kind of sounding name. I forget what his name is, but it's just like every time Geralt says it, I'm like, yes. That is correct. Sasha says, love learning how people pick their character names. I just pull them from the ether with no rhyme or reason. I don't know how names. Well, my main character names always have a story behind them. But my side characters, I'm just like, bloop, doesn't fit. New one, bloop, doesn't fit. Yes, Vesemir, I think. And I just
My internet died. I'm back.
And I don't know how it fits or why it fits, but just something clicks in my brain when a name is right for a character, and I can't explain it. Did that once with my main character. Ooh, what's the last name, Mars? Because the first name also has to fit with the last name.
Doesn't even have a last name.
Tiffany Paradox is a great name.
No, Tiffany Paradox is that Tiffany is like an old name because it's short for Theophania, but like people are like, oh, that's definitely not a name people would have had in Victorian times or whatever, but like it was.
Yeah.
I was looking at my family tree. Yeah. I was looking at my family tree, and one of my ancestors has an anime name I've never seen before anywhere else.
Is this the name?
No, it's Rhode, like Rhode, for a girl's first
English.
name.
Yeah. This is a girl's first name too in Norway, Benedicta.
Well, apparently that's a Romanian boy name.
And Nikolai.
Yeah,
I can't use Nikolai because that's my current anime crush.
A girl's, Road.
Yeah,
I heard this before, definitely.
That's Hailey Bieber's middle name, right?
Hey, the road's less traveled. Brand. I have no clue.
I don't know why I know that, but I'm like 90% sure.
Road Camelot, Grey Man.
Yeah, she's a character in The Grey Man, so I was like, it's a real, like, of course it's a real name. It's a microphone, but like,
yeah, it's weird names. I love names. Ugh, I'm very happy with my Wild West cowboy name, like Cassidy, because that just like sounds ubiquitous enough that it could be anyone, but still it has like a certain flair to it. So,
I have a friend named Cassidy, and it's just like, oh, great name.
It is a great name. For that sprint, I just compiled a document that I can send to Grape, and I'm making it neat. I'm making it very like I should show. I guess it's easier. Share this tab instead. There you go. Does that show anything? Not at all. Well, you get the vibes, but I'm just made a little like chapter intro thingamajig. So you can click on it and maneuver in the document. We're sending two parts, and then the 2 parts say it's written, and then part 1, and then the
it's totally formatted. It's beautiful.
That's so cool.
So that's for Grape. You're welcome, Grape. Project Owlite's love interest name is Reuven. Oh,
that's sick. I like that a lot.
Let's go back to the focus timer. There you go. Maybe you tell us a little more about the character, Mars. We can help. What's his vibe? They didn't know.
Yeah, so he's like a vampire. He was a king, and then there was this big plague, and all the people died except for him because he's a vampire and he's cursed. And his like symbolism aesthetics are red and white and thunder, and also obviously the moon because he's a vampire and the main character is very sun-coated, so you got to have that balance.
Naturally.
And he's
this is not for that project you're working on for Jotting January, right?
No. This is
because that's not giving vampire all salvation.
No, this is Frostbite. This is my one that I just started working on.
LMAO, that is the name of a cowboy in a western my grandfather used to watch, Marshall Cassidy. My character's name is Cassidy Chase, which also sounds like a cowboy.
I just think of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense too. Angel, Avram, Konstantin, Danut, or Romanian. Konstantin is a great name. He sounds like a fuckboy, but I love it.
Konstantin just reminds me of the comic book character.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, right, the Keanu Reeves movie.
Yeah.
I have a sheriff whose last name is Marshall because when I was rolling names, I came up with I thought Sheriff Marshall was funny. That is actually funny. I have a sheriff
Does he
named
declare
Pickings,
martial law?
and his first name is Slim, so his name is just Slim Pickings, and I think that's
That's
funny.
so funny. I love
Then,
that.
then like Deputy Pickings sounds like a real person, but then you learn his name is Slim, and you're like Slim Pickens. I don't know. I don't know about her. It's giving those meme names. What are those like? Page Turner, for example. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mikhail, also a good name.
Yeah, it's a good name. If you
I
ever
should give
heard of
him
the
a first
80s show Sledgehammer, the last name of the character is Hammer, and his first name is Sledge, and his dad's first name is Jack.
That's so funny.
Jack Sledgehammer. But
Jack
yeah, I just love a
Hammer
good
and
meme
had
name.
Sledgehammer.
Dimitri, also a fuckboy name.
No,
I can't
Dimitri
really do.
from
I can't really do
Anastasia.
D names after the vampire show. What's it called? Vampire
Castlevania.
Academy? No.
Oh, I'm thinking Castlevania.
Vampire Diaries?
Vampire Diaries, because there's a guy called Damien or something, and I'm just like, ugh, I just can't with you. Just can't with D mains. Okay, we're going into another sprint. This is going to be the third one of the evening, and maybe our last one, depending on how time looks by the end of it. So, buckle up. minute really passes by so fast. Or 25 minutes, rather.
No, I think that was only 1 minute. That went by very fast.
Yeah. I'm in the midst of like an author's note section in my document for Grape because I already know a bunch of big picture changes I want to write. So I just want to be upfront with her about them so that when she reads the text, she can be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Or like, actually, Steve, that's a terrible idea. You should stop writing. Whatever comes. What did you do for that portion, Mars?
I just made the little mini mood words for the other characters because there's 4 that I want to do, and 3 of them have names, so I could make them and slap the names on them. The one still just doesn't have a name on it. Something will come to me eventually.
Just slap a name on their forehead.
Shall be revealed to you in a dream.
Oh, I hope
Laura, what did you do for that sprint?
Well, you see, I opened my Instagram messages and I got sidetracked for a little bit because somebody sent me a clip from Rock Musical Bleach live Bankai show code 001, which I haven't seen since college. And so I was looking up the Rock Musical Bleach performances on YouTube, and I watched a little bit of Dark of the Bleeding Moon. It's just so nostalgic. And then I opened up
the only one you're letting down is yourself, Laura.
And then I opened up my beta reader document of what they were leaving feedback for me. So then I started reading those.
Slay. And I did the author's note thingamajigs, as I said. Let's see what people did. Katja says, catching up with the chatting because I was feeding the dogs for backhanded compliments. I thought about what their parents would call them. So Juliet and her siblings have very ancient Roman names. And Jules is called Juliet because she was born on the Ides of March. And I thought it was funny. Also, yes, give me all the moon-coded characters. Oh my god, I love the name Mikhail and especially the nickname Misha. I love a good Misha.
That just makes me think of Misha Collins, and like nothing against him. I just have moved beyond that phase.
Thank God.
You're beyond Destiel.
Kagehime said 230. I just couldn't with the super hell jail gay stuff. I was just like, this is too dumb. I'm out.
Yeah. I think I watched like 12 seasons of Supernatural, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore.
I only got through 5.
You are no longer holding space for Misha Collins, and I love that for you. Everyone's Tumblr boyfriend circa 2007.
Mm-hmm.
319 words and nearing the end of another chapter. Killing it, Becca. Well done.
Nice.
Thank God I was never into Supernatural. I tried, but Dean pissed me off all the time. He was so hot, though. That was my issue. Like, all it takes is one siren, and I'm ready to jump ship.
I watched Supernatural in high school because my best friend and I, at that time, were reading a Wattpad novel where the main character was into Supernatural, and we were like, well, we gotta watch this show.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
Nice.
When they got a call from their mothers for no writing. Unpopular opinion, but I do not find him hot at all. I've seen your type, Katie, and this is not a hot take. You like little rodent boyfriends, and I can't abide, but whatever makes you happy makes you happy. Oh my god, not Wattpad. The author is the OG influencer. Yeah, good old Wattpad.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been on Wattpad, but since I didn't have internet and I had to read on my phone, and I'm in the Batman phase in my brain again, the fics that I wanted are not on AO3, they're on fanfiction.net. So I had to pull up my fanfiction.net app so that doesn't have ads on it, making it unreadable. So I'm like reading with fanfic.net app again. But all of the spicy scenes are on their live journal, but their live journal has been deleted, and I'm so sad.
Oh no. We're joined by Crystal. Hello, hello, hello. Mars, so I guess you won't like how I decided to have my author cast might be Dean for Supernatural. How I decided to have my author cast might be Dean for Supernatural. Your author cast of what? What does it mean?
I'm lost.
Crystal, call in.
For one of your characters?
Girl, my type is everything. That is a lie, apparently, because you don't find Dean hot. So it's not everything, which is why it's wild I don't find him hot. You are entitled to your wrong opinion. No, not Charles.
Oh, see,
Oh, immediate jail, Crystal. Immediate jail.
we
Immediate
already
jail.
know that I don't picture Charles correctly.
Yeah.
We went over this again yesterday. Charles is like a white guy with shoulder length hair and like just normal dude, and I just picture Wesley Snipes from Blade. And I'm like, that is not at all how he's described, but that's what I picture.
I picture Charles, and this is very biblically incorrect according to novels, crystal text, but I picture him as the actor who played Alcide on True Blood. I forget his name. Who do you play? Hello? Joe Manganiello. Manganiello. Is that his name? Yeah, something like
Share
that.
the screen. I don't know.
Oh, let's see. This is how I picture Charles. Just another werewolf, really. Did that do anything?
There it goes.
Yeah, this is how I picture Charles.
I could see that.
Yeah. Oh, he is scrumptious. Speaking of scrumptious, I think we're going to pull the plug. It's almost been 2 hours. Yeah, Joe Manganiello or something. Wrong hair color, but you know what? Never mind. Yes, please. I was picturing a long-haired Charlie Hunman. Ooh, maybe not. Big D&D fan. Yeah, he is. He plays a lot of D&D. Love a hot nerd. Oh, yeah. Agreed. Oh, I am behind even though YouTube says I'm not. I'm so sorry, Wendy. Thanks for the stream. Very enjoyable. Thank you so much for being here, Regina. And thank you so much for being here, Mars. And thank you so much for being here, Laura. Next month, there'll probably be more streams. I don't know. Maybe. Any closing statements?
I will be on Nia's stream tonight on YouTube.
Ooh. Better catch that.
I don't think I have any statements.
Okay. Do you want to do like a fun little dance?
Okay.